I'm going to talk about the special conditions. Just now I finished with the general condition. Special condition means those conditions or terms of a contract applicable to a particular lots of land. Now, usually in the specific conditions part of the government needs, the government will, for example, state clearly the time for the developer to complete the construction. Now, that is a very important terms in the government needs, because by this term, the government can control the supply of, say, property in the market. For example, if the government grant a government lease, and in the government lease it says that, say, the completion of construction, that means the deliver of vacant possession should be, for example, 2 years later, then the government can know 2 years later how many property will be available in the property market, and so that the people in Hong Kong can purchase flats and then live in it. So by these terms, the government can control the supply of property in Hong Kong. In the condition of sales, I'm talking about specific condition. There will be also, say, DD and H terms. DD and H means design. Design means, for example, whether it is for a hotel and what kind of restriction that should be complied with by the building to be constructed, and also the disposition, that means the time for the property is to be sold. Now, disposition refer to, say, by the developer having purchased a piece of land and before the completion of the construction. And in this period, in Hong Kong, it is quite usual, if it is about residential building, the developer will sell the uncompleted structure by way of, say, inviting the public to, say, making application to the developer and enter into contract with the developer to sell, to purchase the uncompleted structure. And in fact, that is it is a very important way for the developer to finance the project. I'm talking about to finance the construction of the building. So there will be also height restriction. That means that the government impose a height restriction, limit the height of a building to a certain, for example, meter, which is a kind of control, so that make the all the buildings within a certain district to have a similar outlook, to maintain a kind of coherency, and which is also talking about city design. Now, before the developer commence the construction, the developer has to submit to the building authority, that is building department, about any design, the construction design, for the building department's approval. Now, any construction, commencement of structure without the building department's approval will be amounts to, first of all, could be a crime, and secondly, it is also amounts to a breach of the government needs, giving the government to depart the land. There will be other terms, for example, the duration, the period, whether the developer or the owner of the land has the right to renew the government lease, and also, for example, premium, the amount, that is the purchase money. What does it mean by modification? For example, the height of the government lease is 30 meters, but then subsequently the developer want to construct a building to 40 meters. So if the developer wants to do that in accordance with the terms of the government lease, then the developer has to make an application to the government to modify. That means to change the terms of the government lease. Usually in such a case, the developer has to make additional payment to the government, that is additional sum of premium. Others, government lands, the amount, different not, so will have a different of government lands to be paid yearly. Disposal. Usually, there will be a limitation requirement for the developer to dispose. That means to sell the property. Just like I told you that the developer may say need to sell and complete structure in order, for example, to finance the construction. Now in Hong Kong, this kind of selling of incomplete structure will be governed mainly by two schemes. One is consent scheme, and the other is non-consent scheme. To cut it short, when the developer wants to sell the incomplete structure, the developer has to say, prepare a declaration by a lawyer. Together with the declaration is a document about the financial arrangement of the developer, about the project, and also the developer also supply the government a copy of the deed of mutual confidence for the government to check if there is any unfair terms in the DMC. Once the government consent, approve the financial arrangement, approve the DMC, then in effect the government give consent to the developer to sell the incomplete structure. Non-consent schemes means which is more or less the same about a consent scheme. Only that non-consent scheme are mainly about redeveloped structure, and the scheme is under the supervision of the Law Society of Hong Kong. That means the Association of Lawyers. So other than condition of sale, there will also, for example, condition of exchange, and represent another kind of transaction. When say the developer has a lot of land, but then the government wants to use that of land, then the government can say give the developer another lot of land in exchange for the taking back of the lot of land being owned by the developer. So in this transaction, the related document is a condition of exchange. There will be other kind of transaction. You may read your notes. I'm talking about the work format notes.